Shalom to you, my friends. My name is Isaac from Trego Studios, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how you can use the auxiliary function on your mixer. To start with, I'm going to start by explaining what auxiliary function is on your mixer. Now, there are two types of auxiliary functions on your mixer. One is used to send signal out of your soundboard from your mixer to an external source. The other one, which is the auxiliary return, is used to return, just like it says, is used to return signals from an external gear into your mixer. So what's the difference between these two, the auxiliary send and the auxiliary return? Now, the auxiliary send is basically used when you want to send a separate audio mix into an external speaker or in-ear monitor. Basically, it's going to be used for monitors. That is the stage monitors in front of your altar, or if you have in-ear monitors, you could use the auxiliary send. So have a separate kind of mix into that kind of output. So the volume at which each channel is going to be heard on the auxiliary output is going to be different from the volume at which it is heard on the main output. So in what cases would you need any of these two? Auxiliary sends are basically used for monitors, and that could be your floor monitor, it could be your in-ear monitors, anything you're using to monitor. It could be to another external destination that is different from your main output, which is going to your main speakers. So that's what you use auxiliary output for. Now, but for auxiliary return, you basically need this to bring in external effects into your mixer. Most times you would need some effects that your mixer cannot produce or cannot provide, especially from an analog mixer. So you might have an outboard gear, which is a separate dedicated gear for a particular effect. It could be for compression, it could be for reverb, or any other effect you want. Now, so that effect is going to be returned into the mixer. So how are you going to be able to achieve this on your mixer? Now, starting with the auxiliary send, if you want to send a mix to your monitor, either your floor monitor or your in-ear monitors, the number of auxiliary outputs will vary depending on the kind of mixer you're using. So some could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 4, anything depending on your mixer. But the thing is, each of those outputs is going to have a separate control for the output on each of the channels. Now, there's going to be a general control for all the channels that goes into the auxiliary output, but there will be an individual control on each of the channels. Now, on this particular mixer, there are two auxiliary outputs. Now, the first one on top here controls the first auxiliary, and the second one below controls the second auxiliary output. So each of these channels has the control for each of the auxiliary outputs. These controls are volume controls, that is, they determine the level at which the signal is going to be sent to the monitor output. So you are going to set this volume based on the requirements of those who are listening to the monitor. So for instance, if it's a stage monitor which will be on the altar, then you know that you are going to give preferences to the vocals above the instruments. Now, if it is a monitor that is sent to the instrumentalist, so you are going to favor the volume of that particular instrumentalist above other instruments, above other vocalists, if that monitor is dedicated for that particular instrumentalist. So that's how you achieve that. And you could also do this based on request of whoever is using the monitor. So if it's a general monitor, then you have to find balance. You can't satisfy everybody. Each instrumentalist will want you to, increase their own level of instrument. So if it's a loud instrument, they don't need to be turned up too loud, especially if they are sharing the monitor with other instrumentalists. But on the stage, if the lead vocal requests that you increase a particular instrument, then you can increase that for that particular monitor. So the beauty of auxiliary sends is just that you can have separate mixes for separate purposes. There's a separate mix for the general house, which is what your fader controls. Now there's also a separate mix for each of those auxiliary outputs. You might have one going to the stage, you might have another going to the instrumentalist, and like that. So you can control the volume that each of them listens to each of those channels on their monitor. So it's very beautiful. If you want to bring effects into the mixer, there is going to be a port for bringing effects, which is going to be the AUX return. So you are going to connect your cable from the outboard gear into the computer through that effect and that's auxiliary return. Now onto mixers, you can have a separate control channel for your effect returns, but on this particular mixer the second auxiliary output is used for the effect return. Now if you are using it as an effect return, the knob is going to control the rate at which the effect is applied on that particular channel, on each of the channels. So when you turn up the volume control high, that makes the effect more evident in that particular signal, in that particular channel. So but when you reduce it, then it reduces the effects that you're bringing into the mixer on that particular channel. Alright, thank you for sticking till the end of this video. If you learned one thing or the other in this video, I'd like you to click the like button below this video and share it with your friends who might need the information in this video. On this channel, we train media volunteers in churches to become well, effective, and more productive in their service to God and the media. So if this sounds like you, I'd like you to subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell so that you can be notified the next time we post a video on this channel. Till I come your way next time, I want you to remain faithful in the Lord's service. God bless you. Bye.